Hello, everyone. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Kristen Burek. I have responsibility for procurement and direct supply chain within global customer fulfillment or worldwide ops. I'd like to take the time to welcome you all to Amazon's first Supplier Safety Summit. I'm delighted to have the opportunity to kick off today's virtual summit. By being here today, it's clear that you are committed to being part of the safety of each and every Amazon associate and the supplier personnel across Amazon's sites. I want to take this time to talk about why the summit is so important. Now more than ever, we need the opportunity to connect and bring together our suppliers with the different groups across Amazon in a formal setting like this summit. 2020 has brought safety to the forefront in so many ways. It's truly been amazing to see the commitment from our suppliers this year as we have all navigated new requirements with COVID-19 and adjusted practices for safety of everyone in our buildings, our drivers, and of course our customers. We need forums like this to ensure that we can find opportunities to continue to do more together in safety, share our ideas, and identify challenges that continue to evolve. Procurement looks at safety in every aspect of the supplier selection process, as well as in our supplier management process. It's not a one-time review or check for us at Amazon. Rather, it's an ongoing habit and part of our overall supplier management across the different functions. With the support of our suppliers, procurement, worldwide health and safety, and our other functions like RME and engineering are creating and delivering safe products, solutions, and services for the construction of our buildings, the maintenance of the buildings, and of course the ongoing services throughout the life of the building. By working together with Worldwide Health and Safety, we have implemented new tools like Aveda as part of our overall safety efforts. Throughout the implementation and launch of Aveda, I've seen such a tremendous commitment and engagement from our suppliers to the Aveda process. The process has given us details about our supplier safety programs and allowed us to collaborate and focus on the right things with our suppliers, which allows us to move faster together and deliver without compromising on safety. I think that summarizes what today is all about. You're certainly going to have a great day. There's lots of speakers, good content, and other things. So a few notes before you start your day. The main session will continue until 11:15 a.m. Pacific. After your break, you'll have the opportunity to join your choice of 2 breakout sessions for a deeper dive on topics. I hope you find the content and speakers and Q&A extremely valuable. I know you're going to have a great day. Thank you again for attending. We appreciate it. We welcome the comments and feedback throughout the day and your collaboration in an ongoing way with Amazon. Now I'm pleased to turn it over to Jane Bork, Senior Manager, WHS. Thank you again.
Hi everybody, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Jane Burke. I head up the Global Safety Technical Solutions Group across worldwide operations. My group's the group that's responsible for all the subject matter expertise from the sites that we select and ensuring that they're healthy and safe for our operations through to construction and design of our sites and launching our sites through to safety engineering, ergonomics, industrial hygiene, and also including in our group is RME and contractor safety. So I'm here today to talk a little bit more about contractor safety and what it means to me. So I've been at Amazon for about 3.5 years now, and my career spans across about 20 years. And I've come from high risk, so oil and gas and telecommunications, and contractors have been the pivotal part of successful operations. And that includes being at Amazon. So at Amazon, our contractors are part of our family. You know, when it comes to them working on site, you know, we need to ensure that they, as well as our staff, operate safely. And so one of the things that we're really focused on is how do we continuously improve the way that we do safety on site and also interact with our partners in contractor safety. So I'm really excited that we're looking at simplifying and inventing the way that we do contractor orientation. So in the past, as you know, your staff have been coming to our sites and receiving on-site orientation, which sometimes it isn't enough time to really allow them to absorb the material and really understand and make sure that, everything's there for them. So we're going to move this online. So we're really excited that we're going to be launching in November our new program. And it's really going to deliver a world-class experience for your staff. And what we want them to focus on is then the job planning. So when they're on site is really making sure that they're really fully planning for the job, they're assessing all the hazards around them, and they're making sure that they've got the right safety controls in place. I expect that's happening today, and it should be happening. But again, we're trying to deliver a more streamlined and seamless approach for your staff and our partners. And so today, I want to give you a little snippet of our orientation program. So I'm going to show you a quick snippet of the video, and then I'll be back to talk about what next.
Hi, and welcome to Amazon. In this short video, we'll provide an overview of everything you need to know before you get started with us. First and foremost, we want to share some of the critical information that'll help you fit right into the Amazon family. Starting with the most important thing, which is safety. At Amazon, we prioritize safety above everything else. Simply put, we are safety obsessed. We obsess about the safety of our people and partners. They are our customer. Our people trust us because we provide a safe work environment. Our unwavering commitment is to deliver the best technologies and practices that meet and exceed expectations. Our people and partners' lives are better because of working at Amazon. You may have heard of our promise to be the Earth's most customer-centric company. This is what drives every one of us at Amazon to work our best. To do this, we also need to be Earth's most safety-centric company. We want all Amazonians and everyone who steps into our facility, like you, to feel safe at work, which is why we have in place extremely high safety standards that we expect everyone to uphold. As a contractor, you play an integral part in helping us deliver on our promises and keeping everyone safe at work. So what does this look like for you and your team? Well, before anyone can set foot on site, we ask that you develop a safe job plan, like a job hazard analysis, risk assessment, or pre-job safety reviews. This is where you outline the steps, hazards, safe methods or controls, and PPE you'll need, and any required training your team has undertaken. This ensures you've considered everything you need to meet our safety standards before you commence work. Once an Amazon team member has reviewed and accepted your safe job plan, it's your responsibility to ensure all of your employees have also reviewed the safe job plan and are adequately trained for the work. The better aligned you and your people are with how we work at Amazon, the better experience it will be for us all. So now that you and your team are set, you'll be assigned an Amazon point of contact who will meet with you at the beginning of every day to help guide you through our process. One of the most important documents you need to be aware of is Amazon's Special Safety Conditions document. This details some of the specific ways we do things at Amazon and must be read before you get started. Your company has accepted these conditions as a condition of your service agreement and should have shared with you. If you need to review, your Amazon representative will be able to provide you with this. Other safety standards we expect you to uphold are: always choose the lowest risk option to complete each task. Always wear the right PPE. Stay alert. There are a lot of large moving vehicles, so stay aware of your surroundings. Look out for pit on the docks or throughout the facility, as well as trucks in the yard. Report any safety hazards or concerns you notice to your Amazon representative right away. It's also important that you and your team are trained in safety requirements for high-risk operations applicable to your work. These include, but aren't limited to, hazardous energy control, working from heights, roof safety, confined spaces, hot work, hoisting and rigging, and electrical safety. And to ensure everyone meets our safety standards, we have an audit anytime policy. At Amazon, we really do strive to be industry leaders, raising the bar on safety. And we can't do this without partners like you upholding our same standards as we work together every day. We hope that you enjoy your time working hard and working safe at Amazon. Thanks for being part of our mission to deliver smiles around the world.
So there you have it. There's a little sneak peek of our orientation program, which we're really excited that we'll be bringing that to you, your staff, in November as a part of our commitment to continue to continuously improve our safety programs. We're always keen to hear for feedback, so please, once we launch the program, make sure you and your staff give us the right information about how we can continuously make sure that this program delivers everything we expect and you expect as well. So I'm going to hand off now to our fabulous Vice President of Workplace Health and Safety, Heather McDougall. Thanks, Heather.
Good day, everyone. My name is Heather McDougall, and I lead Workplace Health and Safety here at Amazon. I appreciate being here with you today to be a part of the first annual Supplier Safety Summit. Looking across our operations, we are thankful to have a network of more than 2,400 companies in North America alone with whom we partner. Thanks to you, our more than 300,000 people who are suppliers and partners, and our network of talented and hardworking associates, we strive to make our vision of being the Earth's most customer-centric company a reality every single day. Today, I want to start by acknowledging the very important role that you all play. In addition to being key partners to us in helping deliver smiles, you've also made it possible for hundreds of millions of people to receive essential goods since the pandemic started earlier this year. Many people rely on us for important things like groceries, medicine, protective gear, diapers, and baby formula. And you play a very important part in the role of giving them comfort and knowing that these items can be delivered right to their front door. During our time together today, I want to talk to you a little bit about for workplace health and safety at Amazon, how our work has changed for 2020 due to the pandemic, and then wrap up with the importance of continuing to build a strong partnership with you and other suppliers around the world. Let me tell you a little bit about my background. I've had the pleasure of leading workplace health and safety at Amazon for about a year and a half. Before joining Amazon, I was a lawyer for about 20 years at a trade association representing large employers, and then in the public sector, where most recently I was a commissioner and the chairman of a federal agency called the U.S. Occupational Safety and Health Review Commission. It's great to have all those years of different experiences, and I think they provide me a unique perspective as I now lead this team. Amazon is a rapidly growing company with more than 185 global fulfillment centers and around 800,000 employees. In North America alone, we have more than 400,000 employees, which if this were a city, that would be the size of New Orleans. Since 1994, Amazon has single-mindedly pursued its vision of being the Earth's most customer-centric company. We've reinvented, reimagined, and delivered an experience no one thought was possible, and along the way, made history. It's an experience conceived, built, and delivered by incredible people obsessed with our customers and proud of the work that they do. But in prioritizing health and safety, Amazon cares for our people who obsess about these customers. And in each moment, every day, everyone matters. We're consumed by the belief that safety can come without compromise, and the idea that together we can deliver better, further, faster, and safer. Our team comprises the world's most innovative safety professionals, and I am incredibly proud of them, and this year have been even more proud. We're obsessed with solving complex problems in the midst of relentless change with an unwavering commitment to developing simple, scalable, human solutions. It's a belief that means weaving safety throughout our daily systems and processes, providing the tools and knowledge to do the job safely, and creating a safety experience where our people deliver not only for our customers, but also for each other. And in spite of our size and growth, we are remarkably nimble, and we pride ourselves on making high-quality decisions quickly and that can scale. And this is especially true when it comes to things like continuous improvement and safety. And I think it's critical that we make data-driven decisions, beta test new technologies to prove their efficacy, and then scale them quickly across the network. Our facilities are best in class. They are designed with purpose and use innovative technology to create a safe work environment that enable our people to excel. Today's problems need creative solutions to bring big change. This is why we strive to be industry leaders and raise the bar through innovation, continuous learning, and always seeking improvement. We use data and risk assessments to make sound decisions, and they are always aimed at improving safety, engaging our people and partners, and ensuring compliance regardless of what we do or where we work. Our solutions must be simple, scalable, and reduce hazards. This vision requires to be rooted in compliance and drive a culture of transparent reporting and record keeping that is accurate. Let's take a look at this video, which gives us an overview of some of the cool programs that we've rolled out.
We have our own culture, our own language.
It's important to take care of each other, look out for each other.
Safety is always the #1 priority.
We want to be the most safety-centric organization in the world. We have created a virtual reality of our fulfillment centers to identify hazards and learn what they look like.
I have my access path.
We're now using our robotic tech vests at nearly every Amazon robotics facility.
This vest is actually protecting me, so no matter where I am, it's still sending out that signal that tells the robots, hey, there's a person here, don't come close, stop, or go slow.
We have a new digital checklist for pit operators to use. They'll sign in to make sure that the people that are attempting to sign in have the proper training, and then they'll go through a digital checklist that prompts them of what to look for.
We use the Amazon Kindles. They're one of our most important tools. It can keep them safe because they can check to see if the trailer is docked in, because if it is, then we can go inside.
There's many things that we've actually changed in our operations through the use of technology that actually helps speed things up, but at the same time, it makes it safer for our associates to do. We're constantly striving to be a leader. We are obsessed with customer experience, and we are equally obsessed with the safety of our associates.
I love that video. I suspect many of you have had the chance to work with Marla and to see for yourself how awesome she is. Moving on. So one thing that I've learned in my first year and a half with Amazon is there is the speed of business, there is Amazon speed, and now there is Amazon pandemic speed. We've had to think fast and move quicker. We have prided ourselves on our ability to do this and living by our leadership principles, one of which is bias for action. And at no time has that leadership principle been more tested than during this pandemic. So let me say to each of you, I'm extremely proud of how Amazon has responded during this pandemic and what we've been able to accomplish at scale on behalf of our workforce and as well as for our customers around the world. I thought it might be interesting to explain how COVID-19 has changed the way that we work. Clearly, safety has always been a top priority at Amazon, but today that is more true than ever. And it's clear that health and safety is center stage, not just for my team, but for everybody in worldwide ops and throughout all of our organization. Amazon is diverse in its businesses and in the people who work here. From our CEO across the leadership team, our meetings now have people in the mix that bring different perspectives and backgrounds who are focused on safety. So in all of our daily meetings, everyone comes with ideas about how we can keep people protected. And we have some intense conversations. We ask questions every day. How can we use technology? How can we connect the dots across the various businesses and initiatives within our companies? And there's so many ideas that are brought forward and so much ownership at all levels within the company that I think it's really accelerated the exposure that a lot of us have had to different people and parts of our company. So I think we've tapped into a lot of new ideas and creativity that will serve us well beyond this situation. To give you an idea of the scope of our response, we have invested in approximately $4 billion from the beginning of this year to June on COVID-19 related initiatives, getting products to customers and keeping employees safe. This includes spending more than $800 million so far this year on COVID-19 safety measures. Within the first 60 days of the crisis, we implemented more than 150 process changes to keep our workforce safe. And to quantify what that looks like, so far we've provided more than 100 million masks to sites. We've added approximately 2,500 hand washing stations. We've added nearly 6,000 janitorial staffers to our typical teams. We've provided 34 million gloves to our workforce. We procured more than 31,000 thermometers and more than 1,100 thermal cameras, and the list goes on. I'd like to introduce you to two of our employees, Janelle and Oscar, so you can hear firsthand about their experiences working at Amazon during this pandemic.
My name is Janelle Henderson, and I'm an area manager here at Amazon. When you walk into an Amazon fulfillment center, it's like walking into the chocolate factory and you want a golden ticket. It's an amazing feeling. My 3-year-old, when we get a box delivered, he gets excited. He screams, "Mommy's work." When the pandemic started, we started shipping out all the safety stuff that would keep associates safe to all the other Amazons. All of these are face masks. We've sent well over 10 million gloves. And does it look like a bottle of vodka? When we first got these, we were like, whoa! With this pandemic, safety is even more important because they're going home to babies. They're going home to grandparents. So our responsibility is to make sure that they go home safe every single day.
My name is Oscar, and I deliver packages for Amazon. I drive my van 5 days a week. I'm the only one touching the van, but I'm still gonna take the time to wipe everything down. I recently took a break because my girlfriend and I just had a baby. In the middle of this pandemic, having a kid, it was something different. When I came back, Amazon completely changed. There you go, sir. That's all you. Thank you. Recovering the van was different. Coming into the station and loading was different. If anything, they took it overboard on the safety, and that's what I love. It's funny to say I'm essential. We're all working towards a common goal. Just like Amazon says, deliver smiles, and honestly, I believe I do.
We're now entering a new chapter, one that we're calling the new normal. As we begin to see a loosening of stay-at-home orders around the world, we're starting to think about how we can resume operations at full capacity within the structure of all that we know now. I want to bring us back to something that I said at the start, and that is that you are all so important to helping millions of people receive essentials that they need. And this is one of the reasons why we must deliver for each other every single day with a health and safe work environment. Your safety and the safety of every Amazonian and our partners is a core value that we prioritize in everything that we do. And as you attend this summit, I want to ask you to remember 3 things. The first is that we believe we can deliver smiles and essential goods every day without compromising your safety or the safety of any employee, partner, or customer. You'll hear a lot while you're here today about how we've listened to your feedback and partnered with you to make sure that we continue to raise the bar on safety and well-being. We've thoughtfully developed programs and invested in technology, and we are aiming to drive down risk. It's imperative that everyone at all of our sites follows the rules and pays attention to the controls that we have put in place. And I stress that consistency is imperative. The second thing that I'd like to mention is that you are a key partner in making a difference to millions of people every day around the world. We realize that you are the experts in what you do, and if there are improvements to our programs that you'd like to see, let us know. Let me know. We welcome your comments and suggestions, and we believe that collaboration will make us a safer, healthier workplace. And lastly, we are all leaders. Everyone is empowered to improve and be responsible for the well-being of their teams. You perform some of our highest risk activities, things like electrical work, lotto, work on roofs, accessing small spaces, confined spaces. Your work is valued and it is incredibly important. But if you see something that doesn't look right, don't just walk by. You are empowered to make sure that everyone is working safely. Your commitment to safety has a direct impact on many people around you, whether they're your colleagues, visitors, or partners. So know that it's okay and expected of you that if you see something, if you see someone behaving in an unsafe way, or if something doesn't look right, say something. Our workforce and partners are the heart and soul of our company. We are known for our customer obsession, but I am proud that Amazon obsesses about the safety of its people as well. It matters to us that we delight not just our customers, but how we do so. So I'm appreciative of your hard work and how you continue to serve our communities. So thank you, everyone. Appreciate again being here today. And up next, we'll hear from Assfp leader, Scott Deboe. Thank you.
Today is a great day. Any day where we experience the benefit of others leading us to a place where we can learn, grow in understanding, and improve how we better manage risk to the benefit of others is a great day. So thank you, Amazon, for this example of leading so well by creating a learning environment to talk about subjects so important. And that's what brings us together, leading toward excellence and safety in a joint employer environment. If you're not familiar with the term joint employer, it's simply a technical term that describes a relationship where one employer or company depends on another employer to help them meet their labor strategy. I like to simply think of it as two or more employers working together toward the accomplishment of work done well and safely. As we'll discuss today, risk within a joint employer environment fluctuates quickly. As a business professional that spent the majority of my career developing an inside-out perspective as to what impacts safety in these non-traditional employment settings, I'd have to say it consistently comes down to a few simple things: leadership, people, and the way we communicate with one another. You see, what we want as employers is to define and accomplish safe work together and adopt a posture where we are effectively leaning in to anticipate change, to continually assess risk, and restore it to acceptable levels that match the actual working conditions. We can't do this unless we operate as a team and work to create high reliability environments where strong collaboration between leadership and workforce is what actually strengthens and sustains the way we communicate. 2020 has given us a lot to think about. From the pandemic, changing and accelerating the way we need to work and make changes, to critical opportunities in areas such as inclusion, diversity, and justice to make an impact effective change. And while not new to 2020, there's opportunity to improve serious injury and fatality preventions, or how do we focus on preventing the things and designing out the things that hurt people the most. It's important to understand that what traditionally binds joint employers together is the initial contract the insurance, the procurement process, the compliance efforts, and that's what starts the relationship. But we have to ask, is that enough to reliably create safe work? Let's talk about that some more, because in the absence of a clear, safe way to manage risk, we can get fairly creative in our approach to problem solving. It's important that we keep in mind, when employees solve problems and make decisions, they're doing so according to what makes sense to them in that moment. And based on my own experience, situations like the one depicted in this picture occur when the key to the scissor lift was supposed to be there, but the only key that actually works is the one to the forklift. Meanwhile, the clock is ticking, it's a tight deadline, and we want to please our bosses while not disappointing our customers. The reason these employees had the wrong key had nothing to do with them, yet they solved problems. They accomplished the work, yet they did so with great risk to themselves. What we want to think about is, how do we create a working environment together where workers feel safe enough to raise their hand, whether it's an Amazon employee, a contractor, or a temporary worker, and they would know how strongly supported and valued their voice is when they say, this key doesn't fit the scissor lift. What we're really talking about here are connecting with our values as a people, and that's among one of the better places to start when discussing safety across multiple organizations. Allow me to explain with the story of two very different, very hardworking employees that had one big thing in common. They were both raised in a mechanic shop. Walter grew up on his dad's floor in an auto shop, and he was taught that everything has a place and there's a place for everything. And it was emphasized that you never take shortcuts, always use the right tool, and there was a strong value imparted to him about doing the job perfectly, even if it took longer. Jerry, on the other hand, also grew up on his dad's shop floor, and the barnyard, and the plowing fields. You see, his dad was a mechanic for farm equipment. When the proper tool didn't exist, they resourcefully used anything they could get their hands on if it meant they could get the tractor back out in the field to put food on the table. You see, that was the value imparted to Jerry through his role model. Do what it takes to get the equipment working. So we can say that Walter and Jerry, while both growing up in mechanical environments, may hold different values about what's the right way to work safely when it comes to getting the job done. You see, our past experiences shape our initial thinking of what to do when a vital tool is missing. What decision do I make if the scope of my work has suddenly changed and it's introduced new risks? That's why it's important that we're here today, because this group is part of improving the competencies, the decision-making, and the communications between employers to manage and maintain risk at acceptable levels. When a leader speaks into the life of another person, we really do well to consider how deeply the words safety and work resonate within each and every human being. When we improve communications, we're actually improving the psychological safety of our workforce that allows us to gain insight into what we think is going on compared with what is actually going on. And we need to accurately understand risk as it relates to the actual working conditions. The two ends of the spectrum as presented here are what Sidney Decker referred to as work is imagined versus work is actually completed. And as you can see, it's easy to have a gap in the middle. For everyday safety performance to go right, we need to address that gap. Both employers staying on the same page of same sheet of music, both connected to both ends of the spectrum, has some amazing results. It keeps both employers involved in asking important questions, driving participation, consulting employees about new processes and change. It tunes both employers to the management of change itself. And so it becomes easier to anticipate change as we know what the current state of safety should be. And it creates a really powerful learning model where employees become valued as contributors towards improvement. And leadership and management holds the view that if an error is made, understanding is sought throughout the system rather than ending with the overused excuse of employee error. It's easy to overestimate how effective our traditional risk controls are at the beginning of these relationships, as much as it is to underestimate the unique risks that are faced by the contingent and contractor workforce. What we want is calibration between both employers and at both ends of the spectrum. So end-to-end calibration within a work process and alongside each employer is what we're after. When leaders initiate to understand and validate work as imagined compared with how work is actually being completed, we move from understanding work broadly as it relates to the entire workforce to beginning to understand work as it relates to one individual, risk as it relates to one individual. And this is critical to beginning to understand how serious injury and fatality risks develop. Creating this leader-worker participation also happens to be at the center of an effective safety management system. And we do well to ensure employees know how much the organization depends on them to improve. In these environments, employees are much more likely to speak up, which, by the way, has a direct impact on both risk perceptions of how I can get hurt and risk tolerance in terms of what risk am I willing to take. And this should give us some great perspective, because what we know about two different groups when they view the same set of data or the same information is that, for example, a corporation or a corporate group might view data more broadly as it relates to a group or a process. And employees understand data as it relates to their hands on the tools and boots on the floor. You know, the truth is we need to better understand both, and both ends need each other. There's culture-changing power in no longer viewing the employee as a source of problems or incidents, but employees are the primary source of calibration throughout our entire workforce, our teams and systems. It's right to do so, human to human, and it's consistent with our moral imperative to relentlessly pursue safety improvements on the behalf of others, which I might add is the essence of safety leadership. So if you're here today, that means you're more than just interested in safety out of necessity. You are here because you want to grow as safety leaders alongside other safety leaders. And we have some terrific risk assessment tools and training coming up as part of the American Society of Safety Professionals. If you're not already part of this group, we'd love to offer both new members a discount for membership as well as a free educational seminar. And I would just like to share that as a professional, being part of the American Societies of Safety Professionals for quite some time now, it's always been amazing to me how just connecting with others who've gone before me and solved problems and creating a network, a shared community of folks that are just trying to better care for one another in the workforce. There's nothing quite like learning from folks who have been there and can connect you with others who already have. So today, it really is a great day. Any day where we experience the benefit of others leading us to a place where we can learn, we grow in understanding, we improve on how we manage risk for the benefit of others is not only great leadership, but it makes a great day for others as well. Time is short, there's much to learn, and again, a huge thank you to everyone for making this event possible and for initiating better leadership just by being here. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Scott, for your great insight. Greatly appreciate your input, also your involvement with the summit. Thank you for accepting our invitation, so greatly appreciate that. Hello, everyone. Again, just welcome to our first annual Supplier Summit. We would like to make this a very informational summit for you. We are going to have an opportunity for you to ask questions. We're inviting you to our breakout sessions also, and where you can ask all sorts of questions. You're going to have experts at those breakout sessions, and we're going to be helping you there. Again, my name is Nestor Benavides. I am the Worldwide Contract Risk Manager. We started this journey about a year and a half ago now, and we are extending from North America, which is already fully implemented in Canada, US, and Mexico. Now we are also implementing Aveda and the contract risk management program into the UK, Australia, and India in the next few months. So it's a very exciting time for Amazon. It's very exciting times also for our contractor safety, and the relationships that we have with you are as our stakeholders. We just would like to foster them and make sure that we give you as much as information as possible. That's why one of the documents that we were able to put together is the Amazon Special Safety Conditions, and we're going to be talking about that today. So what is this document? What are the special safety conditions? What's the purpose? And the purpose is just to improve that workplace health and safety compliance by our third parties. And what is the expectation at that moment is, okay, now we need to establish some safety expectations from a contractual perspective. We also need to clarify and set the baseline of expectations with you, our suppliers, our vendors, by providing the guidelines for safe work practice based on regulatory minimum requirements and industry best practices. But also, they do not limit your ability or your duty to provide the safe means and methods to your employees. So what is the impact? We want to eliminate all sorts of ambiguity. If you think about it, we are going to give you certain regulations or expectations that Amazon is communicating to you. That way, there's no conflict between the local sites and also your associates going into working on our sites. We also want to level set with the local teams. Because we have received your feedback also to say that the different sites have different expectations for you. So we also want to level set that not just for our 3Ps or our vendors, but also with the local sites. And then we also want to give you a guide for safe work planning. Most of you have heard about our JHA or our job hazard analysis that you need to have while performing work on site, and that is also part of the Amazon Special Safety Conditions. So, what is the content? High-risk operations or HROs. We're going to describe different scenarios or what we consider to be high-risk operations, such as a very small list, of course, right now, but you can see the full list in the document, which is electrical work, pit use, roof access, yard work, and also working in confined spaces. All of these restrictions or expectations should help you to create that safe work plan and also the JHA. Make sure that you are training your local teams with the not only the special safety conditions, but also that they have a very good understanding of the JHA, because that's how we're going to be measuring or gauging your safety performance when you're on site. Also, the internal Amazon policy versus the special safety conditions, they're one, right? We compiled a lot of different documents into one document so you can understand the expectations. One of the things that we do have to call out is that we have some expectations that go beyond OSHA regulations, and I'm going to give you an example of operating a scissors lift. We expect your operators to have full protection, but also if they are operating where other associates are around, we also expect them to have a spotter. So all of these things are in the document. Please make sure that you review them. And as a team, we're reviewing our document every single year, but if we have any type of call-outs, we are going to revise them when we see fit. Interpretation, we want to give you enough support on understanding the content, but also the requirements. But we need you to understand what those requirements are. We need you to understand if you have any type of questions, what the expectation is. So we're going to be there to offer that support. My team is the contract risk team, and also the safety site team, and your procurement partners and your local POCs should help you to interpret or to understand the Amazon special safety conditions. Also, access. From an access perspective, our procurement team will include the Amazon special safety conditions during the RFP process, but once you register in Aveda, you will have the opportunity to download this document and share that with your associates and with your teams. Now, from a company level, this is the expectation, but we also have an individual expectation. Each individual coming to work on site, right? And we have a say in our team. If you're turning a wrench in Amazon, then you have to be registered in Aveda, and you must go through the contractor orientation. We now have a virtual contractor orientation for you to use. It's easier because of everything that is happening with C19 and some other events. Now, before your technician can come in, they can log in at no cost. It's free. They can take the orientation in a very short period of time, and they will get an email with a certificate that they can present at the time when they arrive to our site, and validate that they have gone through the contractor orientation. So again, special safety conditions are more of a company level, but also your individual contributor or your technician must go through the virtual orientation before coming in. And then from the CRM support or my team support, we have my team is dedicated to support you and to support the field with any type of issues regarding safety with our 3Ps or our safety suppliers. So while you're working at an Amazon, we will be able to assist you with any type of questions that you may have that are safety related. Now we have Alicia Boulder Davis, our VP of Amazon Global Customer Fulfillment. We want to thank Alicia for taking the time out of her really busy time to support this important summit. So Alicia, thank you so much for your time, and thank all of you for also being here with us today.
Thank you, Nestor. I hope everyone is enjoying the summit so far. My name is Amy Heidler. I'm a workplace health and safety contract field manager here at Amazon. Before we hear from our next speaker, Alicia Boulder Davis, who I'm super thrilled to have agreed to join this conference, I want to take a moment to explain how the breakout sessions will work later on, remind you to post your comments and questions in the chat box, and finally, we're going to take a moment to pause for a break before Alicia joins. So first of all, later on in this conference, we are going to have your choice of 6 breakout sessions. There'll be 3 running concurrently and then another 3, so you can choose 2 to attend. If you look below in the About section, you're going to see buttons titled Breakout 1, Breakout 2, Breakout 3, with a description of what content will be on each of those breakout sessions. So again, later on, after this first main session is done, please click on one of those 3 links, and it'll take you to the next segment, which is our breakout sessions. Second, please be sure to post any questions you have or comments you have in the chat box located over here. We are going to collect questions. We have a Q&A at the end, and we also have some interactive Q&As in the breakout sessions. But I'll take a moment to answer a couple questions right now. So one user asked, maybe I missed this, where can we get a copy of the document, as in the special safety conditions the current speaker, which was Nestor, is referring to? That is located in your Aveda account in a form titled your US specific, or if you're from Canada or Mexico, it's called the Canada specific or Mexico specific. You could also ask your procurement partner that you work with for a copy of this as well. Received another question: do all our subcontractors going on site need to take the actual training, or can we train them? So every individual worker coming on site, the person turning the wrenches, if you will, they are required to go through our contractor orientation. This is a virtual link via Thinking Cap, and that's required of our contractors, our subcontractors, any individual person coming onto our sites. It's an external link, so you can share it with your team and with your subcontractors, and they can complete this before they even get to the job site. Also benefit, you receive, the individual receives a certificate, and it's actually good for 12 months. So they only need to take it once per year, so pretty slick. But important for everyone coming onto our site to understand our safety rules and be safe while on the job. Okay, so next thing I wanted to talk about is oh yeah, we went over breakout sections, we went over comments, sorry. Now we're gonna actually take a pause for a break. So let's go ahead and do that. So get a moment, stand up, stretch your legs, refresh your coffee or other beverage of choice, and we will see you back here at 10 a.m. Pacific for Alicia. See you guys then. Hi everybody, it's Amy again. Having a little bit of technical difficulties over here with Alicia. So we're just going to move forward and we're going to hear right now from Leroy Edwards. He's a member of CBRE, the EHS director for CBRE. He's one of our suppliers that work on site at Amazon. So with that, I'm going to pass it off to a video of Leroy. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Leroy Edwards. I am the Health, Safety, and Environmental Director for CBRE on the Amazon account. CBRE is the world's largest commercial real estate company, where we provide a broad range of integrated solutions for clients. Here at Amazon, we provide facility management and equipment maintenance services for the fulfillment centers and logistics sites. We also have teams that provide a number of other services, such as energy, transition, project management, and for the various business lines within Amazon. I've been here with Amazon almost 4 years and like to share with you what it's like to work for the retail giant, Amazon. To put it very simple, Amazon cares about their employees and their service providers. CBRE as a company has a very strong safety culture, and we believe there's no task, no job, no project or assignment that is more important than employee safety. Amazon is in full agreement with this approach. We partner with our client closely on safety initiatives, and we know that safety ownership begins with the person in the mirror, and that's you. Several months ago, as companies around the world were trying to determine how to keep their employees safe from the escalating coronavirus pandemic, Amazon utilized their resources to obtain PPE not only for their employees, but for their third-party providers as well. CBRE support these efforts by constructing barriers for temperature screening, as shown in the photo from our DET2 location. This picture was taken prior to the requirements for face masks and face shields was put in place. I'd also like to mention a few things our client is doing for their customers and for the communities around the globe. They've hired 175,000 additional full and part-time employees, providing free face masks to customers at all open Amazon retail stores and Whole Food Market locations nationwide. They've enhanced cleaning at all open retail stores and Whole Food Market locations. All Whole Food Market locations have dedicated shopping hours to service customers who are considered high risk. Customers ordering delivery from Prime Now, Amazon Fresh, and Whole Foods Market can select unattended delivery during checkout. Delivery vehicles, their tools, their equipment, and mobile devices are disinfected and cleaned after each delivery appointment. They've launched $20 million for the AWS Diagnostics Initiative to accelerate the COVID-19 research. In Europe, Amazon committed almost $23 million to support those most affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Amazon CEO and founder Jeff Bezos donated $100 million to Feeding America, working with food banks in 25 cities across the country to deliver 6 million meals to underserved populations, donating $5 million in Amazon devices globally to those in need, and donated laptops to Seattle schools and schools across the country. What is Amazon doing for employees, including third-party providers? Amazon has made over 150 process updates, from enhanced cleaning and social distancing measures to new efforts like disinfecting spraying in their locations. Amazon has distributed personal protective equipment such as face masks to our employees and implemented temperature checks across their entire operation worldwide. This photo is an example of our employees wearing the proper PPE and following the proper social distancing measures as they are adjusting a guide plate at our MEM2 location. In addition, I collaborated with Amazon Worldwide Health and Safety Team and developed a travel kit which included PPE, cleaning supplies for those essential travelers during the pandemic. I mentioned collaboration and partnership. I want to highlight those aspects of our relationship with Amazon. When one provider brings forth an opportunity to improve or identifies a gap, the solution is implemented across the entire network by all providers, including Amazon. For example, some technicians at one of our sites recently identified ways to streamline complex lockout-tagout placards for some of their conveyance equipment by making the information much easier to understand when equipment is needed to be locked out and to shut down for repairs. This solution is now being applied at all sites with this type of equipment. It may be unusual for competitors to communicate openly with one another, but at Amazon, the Amazon Safety Leadership fosters an environment in which all providers, contractors, and Amazon work together to seek solutions, discuss successes, as well as work together in building an injury-free workplace. Thank you, and keep safety first, as it is personal.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia Davis, and I have responsibility for global customer fulfillment. And I'm excited to have this opportunity to speak with you today about Amazon and safety and the importance of our partnership. Our philosophy on safety is ensuring that we have a safe and healthy workplace for everyone who enters our site. And that includes our associates, visitors, as well as all of you, our 3P partners. Safety is a value for us. It's not something that we just talk about. It's something that we put first. We know that we're able to service our customers and to provide great experiences for them through our people. And the partnership that we have with you is extremely important. We have a robust safety management system, and it's really important that everyone understands their role in it. Our focus is on prevention and being proactive. Our focus is to identify risks and then making sure that we're following our standard operating procedures to ensure everyone's safe. We do not compromise on safety standards, and we believe that safety starts with everyone here, and everyone has a personal commitment and a personal responsibility to safety. I wanted to talk a little bit about our 3P partners and why all of you are extremely critical to our business. You all help us scale quickly as a business. You allow us to have access to certain specialized skills in areas where we do not have the internal capabilities, or our internal capabilities are limited. We get access to leading experts to run and maintain our specialized equipment and processes. There are so many examples of where this is true. And so without all of you, without your expertise, without your commitment, we would not be successful as an overall company. Safety it's an important part of what we do, but it's also a value. And I mentioned that. And it's something that we sometimes don't think of as separate. We think of it as just integral to us operating our business. When you enter all of our sites, even from the time that you arrive and enter through our security points, we want to make sure that you understand expectations around safety. And we do that for everyone. During this time of COVID, is especially important that everyone on our site understands our safety protocols as it relates to being in our sites, being near our equipment. For all of you, if you're operating our equipment or providing a service, then you require even another level of understanding. But during this pandemic, it's really important that you also understand our protocols relative to being safe, where everyone is expected to have their temperature taken to make sure that they do not have a fever. If you have an elevated temperature, then the temperature will be taken again. And then if we confirm that it's high, then you will be asked to leave our facility. In addition, everyone is expected to wear a safety mask. And it's important that we wear our masks to protect others as well. And then maintaining a 6-foot distance between individuals is extremely important. We're doing additional cleaning at all of our sites. We've hired additional janitorial crews who have been essential for us throughout this pandemic to ensure our facilities are clean and that we're able to continue to service our customers. I wanted to talk a little bit about safety and our safety system. We have a holistic system where we identify standard operating procedures that we need to follow, whether you're operating equipment, working around the equipment, or maintaining the equipment. Or if you're just in the building, it's important to be aware of your surroundings. We are working in an industrial environment. We have in some of our sites lots of large mobile equipment, and we need to be aware of our surroundings at all times. But our system is also based on prevention and making sure that we're taking steps to prevent injuries from occurring, as well as being proactive and looking at where do we have risk, where does the potential for being injured exist, and then making sure that we're taking steps to mitigate that as well. Ergonomics, the movement of people is a big part of what we do on our sites. Our associates work every day to provide great products and services for our customers. And so how they're moving, how they're interacting with the equipment is really important. And it's important for us to understand their movement. We have very high cleanliness and 5S standards in our facilities as well. And we expect you to help us uphold this high standard. And we know at times where we have lots of throughput and volume happening in our sites that this becomes even more challenging, but it also becomes even more important. Most of all, I'd like to say is that we expect you all to have your own safety policies and procedures that are in line with Amazon standards as well. And we count on all of you also having safety as a value, safety being a priority for you and all of your team members as well. We're one team focused on doing everything that we can to ensure everyone's safe. Another part of our safety management program that's really important is empowerment. So safety is everyone's responsibility, and everyone who enters our sites are empowered to stop and ask questions, as well as to halt unsafe acts or conditions, and also to escalate those to see to ensure that we have the proper actions and follow-up taking place. So if you see something, if you see someone, if you see an unsafe condition, then you should do something about it to clean it up or to address it. If you can't, please ask for help. If you see an unsafe act or a safety risk, please bring it to the person's attention or a site leader so that we can take action as quickly as possible. We do not penalize people for highlighting unsafe acts or unsafe conditions. It's an expectation. It's one of the ways that we ensure that our sites are safe and that we're addressing behaviors as well as conditions as we see. We can also learn from them. We have a robust process of classifying safety accidents or incidents as near misses, and we share those learnings across our network. So you can help us with that as well. So we view 3P partners, you're part of Amazon, your people, and your safety is important to us, just like everyone else. And so we want to also make sure that you have a high level of ownership with your personal safety, but as well as the safety for those around you. So if you see something, speak up. It's really important. And if you feel that it's an act that's serious, halt it. Feel free to halt and ask the person to stop until you're able to bring others with you to ensure we're operating safely before we continue. One example of Amazon's 3P partner safety is a pit vendor who had 2 safety incidents within a 3-week time period. What we did was we halted the vendor service for a few days until we had a corrective action plan to ensure that, number one, the incidents were taken seriously, that we've done a good root cause analysis, that we've got corrective actions, a corrective action plan, and that we're executing to that plan. We required the 3P partner to halt because we did not want to take the risk of having further injuries. Once the action plan, the corrective action plan was implemented, it was verified with the 3P partner, and then we were able to continue operating. So this is just an example of how seriously we take the safety of our 3P partners, but also how we work together to ensure as we have incidents that we're getting to root cause, we're putting the corrective actions in place to ensure the issue has been mitigated. So again, I want to state that we value your partnership. Safety is a value for us, and that we count on all of you being aware of our safety policies and procedures while you're on our sites, and that you're following them. We also count on you to speak up. If you see something, say something. If you see opportunities for us to improve, please bring those forward as well. Again, thanks for your partnership, and be safe.
Hello, my name is Ryan Rouse with Amazon's Workplace Health and Safety team. My team focuses on high-risk operations, as well as our contractor activity that occurs on our sites. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why Amazon chose Aveda as our single pre-qualification provider. But before we dig in, I want you to know that contract risk management in our worldview all starts with the contract. We need to make sure that we have the right safety expectations up front for you, so that when you enter in our sites, you know exactly what to expect in order to improve two-way communication. A pre-qualification process is what we use in order to pre-qualify our contractors against those contractual obligations. So why did we choose Aveda? We went through a full request for partnership, just like any company would do, when we went to go choose the right pre-qualification supplier for us. In the end, we ended up choosing the Aveda partnership. And the reasons why were, Aveda is an industry leader in the space. They are second to none in terms of their supplier network around the globe. They also provide scalable solutions, which allows Amazon to scale the pre-qualification process, whether we're talking about a fulfillment center, a delivery station, an air hub, or the Whole Foods market. Aveda also provides worldwide coverage and expertise, so we can have one solution that works in each jurisdiction or country that we do business. Aveda also provides not only us, Amazon, but also our supply chain with unmatched technical support. So not only can they help answer any system issues, but they also can work with our suppliers in order to help them meet regulatory and Amazon minimum expectations. The other reason why we chose Aveda is it allows us to take our old manual pre-qualification approach and put it into an electronic system, which allows us to better communicate directly to our suppliers or to specific trades or groups of suppliers based on changing business conditions or demands. And this communication is actually how we're able to talk today during the first virtual supplier summit, is being able to directly connect with our supply chain, and Aveda provides those types of solutions. The other thing that they do is they work with us on something that we like to call co-innovation, where we're developing innovative tools and functionality, many of which can be industry leading. Some of those tools that you're going to learn more about today is the project management tool, which allows us to take big retrofit type projects, big network projects, construction, installation, demolition, and work through the job safety planning up front before the work even occurs. Another innovative tool that we're looking at in the future is the worker management application. This tool, like pre-qualification at the company level, is similar to a pre-qualification at the worker level. It allows us to see licenses, training history, and the like for high-risk trades, such as electricians, HVAC repair, or maintenance contracted work. The other reason is they have an existing relationship with our Amazon Web Services, which provides lightning fast server capability that grows and scales along with Amazon's growth and scale. I mentioned the quick adaptability to changing demands and use cases, but I'm going to give you a quick story. Earlier in the year, we all were facing the COVID-19 pandemic. One of the things that we were able to do with our new Aveda partners was immediately work with them to request pandemic response plans across all of our supply chain and ask for them to submit how they're handling the pandemic. But we were also able to share what we were doing. And with the expertise of Aveda, we were able to provide guidance and tools and resources to our supply chain to quickly adapt to the changing business demands and conditions. Without the use of Aveda or supplier pre-qualification, those types of functionality and adaptability we just wouldn't have. Lastly, why we chose Aveda was really to take us away from an antiquated paper-based model into the future. We now, no matter what site that you come into or do business at, you only have to go through pre-qualification one time. No more paper forms. Everything is done online through our Aveda platform. And this allows you also as a supplier to scale to meet Amazon's demands. So with that, I have the pleasure of introducing our next guest, Arshad Maitan, the CEO of Aveda, who's going to talk to us about what Aveda's has to offer.
Well, thank you, Ryan, for introducing me. And I'm really excited to be here with this group. We started working with Amazon a year ago, and we have really valued this partnership with both Amazon as well as the contractors and suppliers who work with Amazon. So what I want to do today is to talk a little bit about who we are as a company and our vision and where we are going and how we work with clients like Amazon and suppliers of Amazon. So let's dive into it. Right off the bat, we are a global company. We have 450 plus clients like Amazon. Many of them are very, very well-known companies across different industries. And that number is growing quite rapidly every year. We have 100,000 supplier entities who are part of our network. And within that network, there are 360,000 relationships. So this is a connection is a pair of a client and a supplier. So you can see many of our suppliers have multiple clients they work with on Aveda. We are in over 100 countries, 120 countries to be precise. We support multiple languages, and we have over 3 million workers. So we have 100,000 entities, and we have 3 million workers who are in our network. So a global footprint across multiple industries and really top-notch companies around the world who are working with Aveda. So if you go to the next page, what you'll see is our model is unique in that we actually work both with the buyers, who we call our clients, like Amazon, and we work with sellers, suppliers and contractors. And what we are trying to do is to bring them together and help them build a safe, clean, and inclusive supply chain, right? Our platform lowers the risk, reduces the friction between clients and suppliers, and we use technology and data to make that happen. We are a technology company. We are a SaaS company. So if you go to the next page, you'll see that what happens is once we bring this capability to both suppliers and to buyers, we see a very significant improvement in the results. We see 7 to 8% decline year over year around TRIR, around days away, around lost work case rate, and they keep getting better every year. So it's almost the day you join as a supplier and as a client, you will see that companies and organizations become more safe, and they keep getting safer the longer they are on the platform. In fact, the rate of improvement is 50% higher than what they would do without Aveda. So we are very proud of our success in terms of making our network, our suppliers and our clients, more safe and better the longer they stay with us. And this is the ultimate test of kind of our value or ultimate proof of our value of what we provide to the network. If you go to the next page, how we do it is really kind of doing 4 things. And our focus really is to delight our clients and our suppliers. 4 things. First thing we do is to try to provide you with the best experience we can. You all go through the annual update, the once-a-year audit. That's a very important period of time for all our suppliers and our clients, as well as throughout the year when you come to our platform on a regular basis. We want to provide you with the best experience. The second thing we do is we use technology. As I said earlier, we are a technology company. We are a data company. So we are using technology to automate as well as to use artificial intelligence and all the other capabilities that are out there to make our network safer and better and more efficient. The third thing we're doing, and it's relatively new for us, is to provide new focus on supply value. We want suppliers to join our network, not just because they've been asked to by the clients, but because they see value in being part of our network. So one of the things we're doing right now is to use the data we have and the best practices we've built into a network and use that to provide lower cost on worker comp insurance for our suppliers. And we have found that we can get as much as 40% reduction in premiums on average to our suppliers, which is thousands of dollars for a small company in a year. And the fourth thing we are focused on is expanding our network. We call our network, we want to make it bigger, but we also want to make it denser. Denser in terms of connections that a supplier has with multiple clients, but also the number of workflows that go through our platform. So you'll see us do more things beyond safety. We are doing something around financial risk right now, sustainability, and so on. So we want to give you the best experience. We want to use cutting edge technology. We want to provide value to our suppliers, as well as we want to keep growing this network, because the bigger the network gets, the denser the network gets, more value it creates for everybody. Finally, I just want to give you at a very high level on the next page an overview of our platform, the Aveda Platform. It's called Connect. And what it is it's a modern SaaS platform. We released it less than 2 years ago. It runs on AWS Cloud, which gives us great scalability, great performance, great safety and security for data. A global footprint. So we're very, very happy to be part of the AWS family. And on top of that, we have built this platform which starts with a database and has all the other capabilities, including analytics, to provide the capabilities that we just talked about in the previous chart. We're also focusing quite heavily on building a very robust API program where we allow third-party providers to connect with us. We want their data to come to us. We want to be the single source of truth in that database as far as suppliers are concerned. So that's the platform that you see in the middle. And on the right-hand side of this chart, what you see is a marketplace. And this is where we are creating value for our suppliers. As they join our network, we want them to see value that goes beyond them being more safe. We want to get them lower pricing. We want to create some aggregated demand for our supplier base and get them, more value from their suppliers and their providers. So overall, we are very excited to be part of the Amazon program. I want to thank Ryan and the rest of the Amazon team for trusting us and inviting me to present here, but also I want to thank all the suppliers for working with us, and we would like to get more feedback from you, and I'm looking forward to partnering with Amazon, their suppliers, moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. My name is Kevin Burns. I am the Chief Product Officer for Aveda. My teams are responsible for the Aveda products that you will use when working with Amazon. At Aveda, our technology platform and supplier services help ensure workers arrive home safely each night. We work with clients to create solutions that help clients manage their suppliers. The Aveda product can be customized by geography, industry, company size, etc. Further, we can work with partners like Amazon to add custom functionality. And this only works if we have a great partnership like we do with Amazon, because every client has different methods of ensuring that all their suppliers are safe. You heard Alicia talk earlier about how serious Amazon is about safety. At Aveda, we pride ourselves on how configurable our application is so that when we can adapt to the Connect application to the needs of the client. We have a great relationship with Amazon, working with Ryan, Nestor, Justin, and others. We have built a number of custom forms and workflows to suit the needs of Amazon. I'd like to thank Amazon for putting on this summit, as it shows the dedication to making sure that everybody understands and uses the tools as intended. One example of these custom solutions that I talked about is the project management tool. We built this specifically for Amazon to help manage projects and observations. Amazon manages their project details for when you come on site using this tool. The job hazard analysis piece of this is the supplier's responsibility to complete, but we do have templates in there available if you don't have your own. We believe in customer co-innovation, and we have meetings with Amazon and Aveda to determine the proper forms and workflows to streamline this process for you. If you have feedback on the JHA and the project tool, please let us know and attend the breakout session later this afternoon to learn more about this tool, how it works, and what you need to do in order to complete your JHA. We also continue to work with Amazon as we build out the next version, which includes developing a mobile application. So we worked through what is working with Amazon, what could be better, and we really truly want to understand how suppliers are using the tools that we have created so that we can make them better for you. In addition to the project management tool, Amazon and Aveda are looking for ways to make navigating the application easier. One of the ways is to reduce the number of clicks in order to complete a task. We focus on less clicks and shortcuts to the most widely used items and create better workflows for tasks. If something takes 12 clicks, we focus on, hey, how can we make this 3 or 4 clicks? If something takes 3 or 4 clicks, we say, how can we reduce it to 1 or 2 clicks? The Amazon team is great at identifying some of these and working with our team to reduce these clicks where we can. This directly benefits you as it makes your life easier, and I can assure you that Amazon takes this very seriously. Another example of how Aveda, the application, has changed based upon Amazon feedback is the Find Suppliers. This was originally built where it showed all suppliers, whether they were approved or non-approved suppliers. Amazon suggested an improvement to only display Amazon-approved suppliers. This is a great suggestion and one that has been implemented already. Thus, Amazon has shown once again that they care about their suppliers and they want to leverage the Aveda Connect platform to find the right suppliers. Chris Alexander, who is our Director of Product Management, is working closely with the Amazon team to build out these right solutions for you. They meet often to determine how we can continue to make the product better for you. The next piece that we are currently working on together is the worker management solution. Aveda is a two-sided model that connects clients and suppliers such as yourself, but then there's a third piece that is how are we working with Amazon is the worker management solution to manage all the workers that come on site. Much like your supplier company compliance status, there's unique requirements to the type of worker that is coming on site to maintain compliance. Once again, Amazon wants to ensure the safety of the worker as well as the supplier. The worker management dashboard contains the worker's availability, their connections, roles, and sites. Just like the supplier solution, red, yellow, and green compliance indicators are used to determine the fitness for work of the individual. We are working with Amazon to identify specific training requirements and certification requirements in the worker management tool. Requirements will be tailored to specific Amazon sites and worker roles. Jitesh Chanchani and Jingqi Chao are working with the Amazon team to implement this product, and they will be working with the Amazon team to modify this product to fit the needs of Amazon as they are working with their suppliers and workers. Attend this breakout session later today as well to see how this feature works. COVID-19, so Alicia discussed this earlier, and we all know about this pandemic. Now the pandemic caught the world unsuspecting and unprepared. At Aveda, we obviously did not have a COVID-19 form in the product previously. But when we recognized the seriousness of the pandemic, Aveda worked with Amazon and other top clients on what questions need to be addressed in order to ensure that suppliers had the resources in order to work with Amazon and provide a safe environment for your workers when they come on site. We quickly called a meeting with some of our clients, including Amazon. We determined what course of action we needed to take. With the help of Amazon, we were able to create these forms and questions and put them in place in just a few weeks because time was of the essence. These forms continue to be in the product, and we'll work with Amazon to adapt these questions and documents as the dynamics around this pandemic and our reaction to COVID-19 changes. Aveda and Amazon have now shifted focus to how we're going to get back to work safely. Questions have been added, including questions asking if you have a current plan to address COVID-19. Suppliers who do not have a plan can click on links to provide guidance in creating a plan. When a supplier signs up within Aveda, They go through and they answer a series of questions. Once this work is done, the assessment is done. The flag is assessed based upon Amazon requirements and thresholds. But sometimes events happen which cause the supplier to go red. For example, this might be an incident that causes a supplier's total recordable incident rate to be higher than the Amazon designated threshold. You heard Alicia talk about this process earlier and how serious they take these incidents. And if an incident occurs that results in a red flag, Amazon's so concerned that they do that root cause underlying, to look at the underlying themes of any incident that Alicia described. And at Aveda, we love when clients are this serious about these incidents. Amazon is always looking for how the incident could have been avoided, if it could have been, as well as the action plans that need to be implemented to prevent a similar incident in the future. They use the Aveda product to work through this variance process. Amazon can send these documents to complete, connect, and review before creating a variance which overrides your compliance status. Please attend the breakout session to learn more about the variance process. The next piece is analytics. And so Amazon uses the analytics product to bring visibility of their supply chain. They can report on various types of data, whether it's safety stats, compliance numbers, etc. And this helps drive Amazon's evaluation of suppliers. Now, you, the supplier, you don't see this analytics dashboard, but we wanted to share this with you so that you understood how Amazon is looking at some of this data. They're able to manage the suppliers using categories specific to them. For example, aggregators, subcontractors, and suppliers. They can view detailed safety dashboards based on these categories and slice and dice the data as necessary. Analytics is used to support a variance workflow specific to Amazon, and it also supports the project management tool we discussed. So why is this important to you? It's because Amazon uses these analytics to determine contractors that need a variance. Amazon can send emails to suppliers to remind them to complete tasks, and Amazon can use analytics to determine how safe each of their suppliers are using stats such as TRIR, fatalities, EMR, WCR, etc. Global support. So Aveda and Amazon are working together to grow and source suppliers, not just in the US, but across the globe. Aveda operates in over 100 countries, and the product is translated into 20 different languages. When Aveda goes into a new country, we have to look at the local laws of the country and ensure that the product adapts to fit the needs of that country. Aveda works with clients like Amazon to manage the desired question set on a country-by-country basis. For example, European countries have a large focus on sustainability. Aveda has a section on sustainability, but we're working with Amazon on how to add additional questions to suit the needs of Amazon. The Aveda team and the Amazon team will work together to determine what questions should be asked. Once again, you see that the system is very configurable, and we continue to work with Amazon to build out solutions that make Amazon successful in working with their suppliers, thus ensuring Amazon has the information they need to manage their suppliers and to ensure the safety and compliance of their supply chain. Thank you for your time today. Be safe. I know you'll get a lot out of the breakout sessions as you continue down your journey. Up next will be Richard Park, who is the SVP of Global Support Services. And Richard has been with Aveda for 5+ years, and he manages all of Aveda support services. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Richard Park, and I'm the Senior Vice President of Global Supplier Services with Aveda. It's a pleasure to join you today for this special Supplier Safety Summit. As contractors and suppliers for Amazon, you work with a client that represents one of the most dynamic, exciting, and well-respected companies in the world. Because of your relationship with Amazon, you're also a part of the world's largest and fastest-growing supplier network. In the Aveda network, you're joined by many of the most safety-conscious businesses across the globe. We congratulate you for being focused on the right things and working constantly to create safe, open, and sustainable workplaces. As you utilize the Aveda Connect platform to demonstrate your compliance with Amazon's rigorous safety standards, we want to help make the process as quick and easy for you as possible. In an upcoming breakout session, we'll talk further about how you can access tools to help you through the compliance process, as well as different ways you can connect with our supplier support organization to get help when you need it the most. Because of your affiliation with Amazon, each of you are given complimentary preferred status with Aveda. This means that you have access to our premium support organization. As a premium Aveda supplier, you have access to our priority telephone support line, through which you can get fast and convenient support without having to wait in a general support queue when you have issues that need speedy resolution. Premium membership also means you get proactive outbound support when there are unresolved issues on your account, as well as access to priority processing when you submit compliance documents for review, and finally access to exclusive deals and partnerships to bring greater value to your business. To access this premium level of support, feel free to dial 1-800-962-7455 to learn more. We're honored to be working with Amazon and with each of you to deliver on our collective commitment to ensure safety in the workplace and ultimately help workers get safely home to their loved ones at the end of each day. Thank you, good luck, and stay safe.
Thank you, Richard. Hello, everyone. My name is Justin Smith. I'm the North American Contract Risk Management Program Manager here at Amazon. I've been with Amazon just over 3 years and about 1.5 years in this role. My role is to partner with various organizations and stakeholder groups to develop and implement our contract risk management program across North America. I'm so excited to see so many of our supplier partners in attendance today, and I hope that you found value in the content shared with you thus far. Today, we are fortunate to have with us 3 key leaders representing our most significant stakeholder groups join us for a Q&A panel discussion. Today, we have with us Greg Grillio. He's the Director of Reliability, Maintenance, and Engineering, or RME, and he's been with Amazon for over 10 years. You've already met Ryan Rouse. He's the Global WHS Manager over RME, Ops Tech IT, Contract Risk Management, and Non-Inventory. Hope I didn't miss anything there, Ryan. Ryan has been with Amazon for over 3 years. Michael Sanders, he's our Senior Manager with our North American Category Procurement Organization, and he's been with Amazon for 2 years. Thank you guys for joining the summit and participating in this leadership panel. We assembled this panel of leaders to answer questions submitted by summit attendees during registration and throughout today's event. We've selected questions that embody certain themes around safety, collaboration, and compliance. Our goal is to provide insights into each stakeholder's opinions, values, and philosophies as it relates to third-party safety and compliance. So we attempted to gather as many questions as time allows. Questions submitted that have been submitted and are not answered by the panel, we will make it available after the summit via an FAQ document that you'll receive. And to respect everybody's time, because we are running short on time, let's jump right in. So today, gentlemen, our first question of the day. I would like to direct this one specifically to Michael from a procurement standpoint. We have a question from one of our attendees that's asking, are there any changes to safety pre-qualification criteria coming in 2021?
Yeah, thanks for that, Justin. I guess maybe even before getting into the actual answer, I'll break it up into 2 different parts, and one would be the pre-qual and looking ahead at 2021. Aveda safety, as with everything at Amazon, certainly look to get better year over year, and we would expect to do the exact same thing here with regard to looking out for our employees and our vendors, all of our teammates that are inside Amazon facilities. So with that, a couple of things that I know that we have discussed on several different occasions, and with respect to the pre-qualification would be the first to look at how we're evaluating the total incident rate, so TRIR, with respect to looking into the future. I think we've got some opportunity there to reduce that by a substantial percentage margin. So many of the current vendors that are in Aveda and we're using at Amazon facilities, I think there's opportunities to reduce that year over year. But that would probably be one of the first things that I would flag and indicate that we have some opportunities to move. The second thing I would say that that we have some opportunity as well is the conditional flags. And for those that might not be aware, Ryan, Justin, several of us are on multiple multiple calls each week, and we look at the Aveda flags and some of the indicators with our vendor teammates. If there's previous history with safety incidents or the incident rates are high, and we look at that and use a calculated risk foundation to determine if it makes sense to continue to partner with these vendors. So I think looking at the vendor conditional flags into 2021 is a great opportunity for improvement as well. And then I'd mentioned about looking at this in two parts. The second thing I would say is not just looking at the pre-qualification, but also looking at how do we assess vendors beyond that stage. And certainly, I know we've got a lot of opportunity to make there as well too. So I'm looking forward to working with many of the vendors going forward and making sure that once we get past the pre-qualification stage, that we're extremely aggressive about getting fully qualified vendors across the entire network.
Awesome. Thank you, Michael. Greg or Ryan, do you have any thoughts on this question?
Yeah, just one more. Worker management. So, we've done a great job pre-qualifying at the company level. Now we need to be very thoughtful and look at certifications and training in some of our high-risk categories, like electrical, dock maintenance, fire life safety, construction, installation, demolition. Worker management is going to be a big part of 2021.
All right. Great answers, guys. Thank you for your feedback there. Our next question, this one is geared more toward from an RME perspective. I want to pitch this question to Greg. The question came in was, what are the expectations for contractors who witness unsafe conditions and behaviors that occur during service calls?
Hey, good afternoon. Thank you very much for that question. Safety is very near and dear to my heart, as it is for everyone on this panel. And when we see, or when anyone observes an unsafe condition, act, or behavior within any of our sites, we have an obligation to stop work. That could mean talking with the individual in that moment, or finding an individual with the manager vest or other leadership within the site to stop the work, make sure a risk assessment is done, and the hazard is removed before work resumes. I want everyone to come and go from work in the same condition that they came, maybe a little bit more tired, but I've got a zero tolerance with respect to unsafe work practices, and we have to be able to make sure that we're coaching people to work safely.
Ryan, Michael, do you have any input on that?
Yeah, Alicia said it, and now Greg just said it. We do believe in stop work authority, and it's across the board. And it doesn't matter if it's an Amazonian, a third-party supplier, or a visitor on our site. Every person coming on an Amazon site has stop work authority, and we will all honor it. It's not a punitive thing. It's an opportunity for us to fix an issue before somebody gets hurt. So if we had 1,000 stop work authorities happening all across the network, that's 1,000 opportunities to stop somebody from getting hurt. And it'll make us move faster, believe it or not, because we'll fix these issues earlier and we'll be able to get the job done instead of reacting to an actual event that occurred.
Totally agreed. We've seen many examples of that partnership and that collaboration happening across the network with our RME partners and our third-party contractor partners, where they collaborated and identified hazards and came up with solutions together through a stop work situation. So definitely an opportunity to help build and grow together. Oh man, we're getting close. So we have one last question, and I'm sorry, I know this is really brief, but we are coming up on time. I have one last question, and this one I'm going to direct toward Ryan, because I think this has more of a WHS slant to it. How would contractors partner with site safety, RME, and project managers to ensure all risks have been identified?
So I'm going to keep it really brief and simple. You as a supplier own the safety of your employees. And that means when you come on site, you need to make sure that they have what they need in order to do that safely. We at Amazon need to make sure that you're doing that. And we need to make sure that we're providing a safe environment. So it's a mutually collaborative environment. In my eyes, when you've got local safety support, local RME support, so our RME partners are just as important as safety because they understand our equipment, they understand the facilities, they understand Amazon, and they act often as a project manager. In some cases, we might have engineering, ops engineering on site acting as project managers. The most important thing to do is to make sure that you're collaborating with who's bringing you in, to make sure that all your folks have gone through orientation, that you understand the Amazon special safety conditions that were discussed earlier, and that you bid the project to meet that. You can always go above that, but that's sort of the minimum industry best practices. And then you put together a great safety plan. A JHA is a common tool for this, job hazard analysis, where you outline the steps, hazards, safe methods and controls, PPE for the work. What training do you need, etc. You need to go through that exercise. Amazon is here to review it. We can give you, we can help you if you've got issues, but ultimately that's a supplier responsibility. You need to provide a safe job plan for your folks. And then lastly, if anything happens while you're on site, whether it's with your team, whether it's with Amazon or another employer, or even a visitor, stop work. Stop work authority, as we've already mentioned, is paramount for everyone. And there's no animosity. We can quickly adjust, just like Greg said, to do that risk assessment and restart up safely.
Awesome. Greg, do you have any additional thoughts there?
Not with respect to that. I think Ryan nailed it. I would encourage that even though we're nearly out of time in this section, keep the questions coming in. I would expect us to be able to answer these offline and report back in some method some additional details. I see some great ones coming in throughout this.
Absolutely. I just want to touch on that here. We're going to be able to compile all these questions, and we'll issue them back out to all attendees in a wrap-up email for the event. So we'll be able to, and I'm glad we're doing it that way because we can give in-depth answers and give really critical thoughts to some of the questions that are coming through. Greg, Michael, and Ryan, thank you so much for your input. Awesome insights. It was a privilege to hear from each of you. Unfortunately, we are out of time. We weren't able to get to all our questions, but we will make the questions available, just as I mentioned a second ago, following the summit. Again, thank you, gentlemen, for taking the time, break away from your busy schedules to meet with the audience. Your insights are invaluable. All right. And everybody, all attendees, everybody who's in attendance today, we've reached the conclusion of our first annual Supplier Safety Summit main event. We hope that this event was a valuable use of your time and that you have a better understanding of Amazon's efforts to create a world-class safety management program. I would like to thank all of our presenters, attendees, and support teams that made this event possible. Special thanks to Aveda and Assfp for your partnership on the summit. Finally, huge thank you to my partner, Amy Hayatola, our senior leader, Nestor Benavidez, and all our for all your hard work in making this a safer place for all our 3P partners, visitors, and associates. I'm going to end with a couple of housekeeping items before we depart ways here. Second. All right, for all attendees, I'm going to talk to you about what's happening next. So for all attendees in the coming week, you'll receive a post-summit communication. You'll receive an email message, and in this communication, you'll receive a survey for the event. We want to really get your ideas and input on what you thought about the event, what we can add as far as more valuable content, any input that you may have, any questions that you want answered. We'll be able to send you out this survey to get your feedback. You'll also receive a FAQ document where we're gathering all your questions out of the chat line, out of the chat room, and also the questions that you submitted from registration. We'll combine all those questions together and give you detailed answers. And then we'll also make sure that you get a recording. We'll get a link out to you, a recording of this event, so you can revisit it just in case you want to brush up on some content or you want some clarifications from something that you heard earlier. Also, if you have any questions or concerns and would like to chat, please contact our team at the WHS contract risk team at amazon.com. That comes directly to myself and our contractors management team. If you need any Aveda support, please reach out to Aveda at support@aveda.com. They can really give you some help with managing your Aveda profile and your Aveda account. And so after this portion here, we're going to go into an intermission. So we will now take a quick intermission followed by our 6 breakout sessions beginning here shortly. You can find the breakout session access information in the About section of the Twitch page. Please join those sessions. These are going to be informal instruction, but we'll have a lot of time built into the sessions for question and answer, so we can go back and forth and make sure that you understand the content. And it'll give you more in-depth insights into our specific programs and Aveda functionality that will assist you in gaining compliance in the Aveda system and working within the Amazon facilities. And lastly, thank you so much for your time and your participation, and we'll see you guys again next year. Thank you.